So welcome to the team call, guys, and today we are going to run through a power hour and to really get you guys, whether or not you're kind of newer or more seasoned, just really looking at that tracker and understanding just how quickly you can execute the stuff on it. I don't want to hear that you don't have enough time, because quite honestly, everyone has got time to do it, whether or not you're working full time, you've got 3 jobs, you've got loads of kids at home, you have time to complete this tracker. It is just a case of deciding that you are going to be disciplined and that you are going to make time in your day, however that looks for you, to get essentially an hour done on your business. And that hour does not need to be in one whole hour. So if someone's telling you they can't do the tracker, BS, it's not true. So I am just going to share my screen. Let's just get the team called up. So somebody's not on mute, so if you wouldn't mind, if you're not muted, could you mute yourself, please? That would be amazing. So noteworthy items, I think we're all aware that it's No Excuse November this month, and it's £20 off any challenge pack over £150 or any challenge pack over $150. Genealogy change requests, you've got 10 days to do that. I'm not going to go into it because I've been over it about 3 times now. And Control Freak, which is literally the launch of the year. Guys, if you don't know what this is, if you haven't looked into it, if you haven't watched the taster video, if you haven't been on Autumn Calabrese's Instagram, please take personal responsibility for knowing what this is, okay? We can feed you the tools and we can give you the info, but unless you're going to clue yourself up personally from the horse's mouth, I can promise you that your confidence with your ability to promote this program as it launches is going to be really low, okay? Confidence comes from competence and competence comes from knowledge, okay? So if you're not going to make yourself knowledgeable and really take the time to ensure that you know what this is all about and make sure that when the Beachbody Champions trainings go up, that you're catching up on that, you're making time in your day to do it, I can promise you that your launch, you're really going to shoot yourself in the foot, because launches are really an opportunity in your year to probably treble any average business that you do in your coach business, but that ain't going to happen if you haven't taken that personal responsibility, okay? So the early coach access purchase is on the 7th of December. Now, if you have watched those videos, you will be well aware that you need to allow 2 weeks for all of the equipment to arrive. As Autumn has said, this is not a program that you can even embark or consider doing unless you have the full pack. There is a pulley system that goes on the door. It's a very specific one. There's a step, there's a ball, and they're all kind of conform together for Control Freak. And as she said, like, if you go and buy a pulley system from somewhere else, it's going to be different resistance. It's not going to do the same things. It's not going to be under the same tension, okay? So really fundamental, guys, that you get your order in on the 7th, and that coach test group will start on the 21st, okay? So Joe, Charlotte, and I are getting that group set up. We're going to be dripping bits into that group. So invite any prospects, any customers, any coaches that you have that may want to do it. And what we're going to do is we're going to be feeding that all through until the 7th. And by the 14th, if people haven't purchased their packs, they will be taken out of that group, okay? Because that will become the Control Freak group. So it's unbelievably exciting. So Coach Summit, Sarah has just hit success starter for month 1. She needs to lock in another 2 and she will get her summit ticket entirely free. So for you guys that are new coaches, this really needs to be a non-negotiable. You hit Success Club 3 out of your first 6 months. And if you're doing all of that stuff on that tracker and you're following the training, there is no reason why you wouldn't be hitting those goals. So book of the week, I think this team is very, very aware that we have all gone a bit Ant Middleton crazy. And if you're not in on that craze yet, you will understand why we're on that craze when you start listening to any of his books. Seriously, they are fundamentally changing the way that I think. And anybody that believes that they're having a hard time, when you read or listen to his books, will understand that really you're not having a hard time compared to some of the stuff that he's faced and the way that he has dealt with it. And before I want to move on, I just wanted to say a couple of things. And I just wanted to share, like, I was just having a conversation with Charlotte earlier, and you guys that have watched my stories over the past 24 hours will know that I've had a very, very difficult 24 hours. We scattered my granny's ashes, and my granny passed away after my mum, which was very difficult, and it was a very emotional day. And then as my dad and brother left, they had an accident in the fast lane. The wheel fell off the car and the car was a write-off, and they were both fine. But I had a really bad day and it was pretty emotional as it was. And then that happened and I was obviously really worried, and obviously it knocked it out of me, as it would anyone. And I spoke to Charlotte earlier and she said, well done for showing up today. And I said, the thing is that actually when you go through trauma and you go through really stressful periods in your life, what you learn is the easiest thing to actually do is to continue to show up. And I wanted to share that because I know a lot of you guys, for all many different reasons, will be having a hard time. You will go through tough times. But if there is one thing that I have learned, leaning the fuck in when shit gets hard is what you need to do, okay? If shit gets hard and you lean out and go, fuck, this is too stressful, I can't do it, I can promise you that you are going to come off 10 times worse than if you lean the heck in, okay? And I just wanted to share that because life isn't all rainbows and unicorns, okay? It isn't like that all the time for everybody, but if you have a positive mindset and approach to anything that happens in your life, I can promise you that you will get through it. You will come back stronger and you will come out a lot happier. So I wanted to just share that. So Tracker Prize, well done to Lindsay, Claire, Laura, Joe, Charlotte, Sarah, Alice, Elaine, and Sarah. You guys smashed it. Like, look at how many of you guys are completing the tracker. You are the guys that are serious about your business. If you're not submitting your tracker, why not? This business is not going to be built on not submitting a tracker, okay? So I want to see more of those because that really is going to be indicative of whether or not you're building a business that is going to be successful and actually not a hobby coach, as opposed to actually being a coach that is taking this seriously as a business. And it starts with this tracker, okay? So just make sure that you're completing it. And the winner for this week is Charlotte Curry. So well done. If you just message me what vouchers you want, and I will get those sent across. The November Success Club board, I am super proud of this team. I think we all know it's been a little bit of a difficult time. We're all in, lockdown. It's all affecting us differently, but it's certainly affecting all of us more negatively than any normal environment would. And this board, for where we are in the month, I am just unbelievably proud of you. So Joe Bulldog, I shouted her out in the team page earlier on this week. She is absolutely smashing it. She has enrolled as many coaches as I have this month. She's enrolled 5 coaches. She gets her head down. She doesn't give me any excuses. She just does the thing and she gets the results, okay? And she trusts the process, and she is very quickly becoming a leader in her own right. She has some phenomenal coaches that she's brought into the business, and she is going to be diamond on Thursday, which is crazy because literally about a month ago, I think she had 2 coaches. So when that happens, that will be the fastest diamond that we have ever developed in this team. And that should give you guys confidence that if you take this business seriously and you treat it like a business and you get over your excuses and you say, do you know what, no matter what's going on, I'm going to complete this and I'm going to do my mindset work, because I'm not a coach that's taking their business seriously unless I'm willing to do that stuff, unless I'm willing to get over my excuses and get it done. Okay. So Joe, unbelievable work. Charlotte in Success Club, she's just a little firecracker, absolutely smashing it. I know she's had her own kind of mindset struggles past couple of weeks, but she's done it. She's hit Success Club. And Sarah Jackson, who was a brand new coach a month ago, she's just hit Success Starters for month 1. So just unbelievably proud of Sarah. She is a full-time working mum, works in finance, 2 little ones under 2. You can all do it, guys. It just depends how much you want it and how much you want to get over your excuses. Claire in Success Club 4, Alice in Success Club 4, Jenny at 2, Julie at 2, Lindsay at 2, and Tasha at 2. So well done, guys. And Sarah Jackson, there's your little visual for Success Starter for month 1. So well done. And moving on to just have a look at these emeralds. So we have Caitlin, we've also got Sarah, and we also have Alice. Coach of the week is Sarah Jane Oldham. I'm just going to let Joe just speak about Sarah for a second. Oh, I can't. Sorry. Okay.
Hi guys. Yeah, Sarah's just been absolutely incredible. I mean, she's just constantly on it. She messages me all the time. Every single spare moment that she has, she's just working her business, and if she doesn't know something, rather than ask me, she'll look it up, she'll find it, she'll Google it. She's just all over it. She's 100% in on the nutrition. She's really into her food and nutrition anyway. So she's really shining in that area. She's completed 21 Day Fix today. She's not on the call because she was supposed to be off on her honeymoon this weekend, but obviously her wedding was cancelled because of COVID. So, yeah, she's just She's absolutely amazing. She's now got a couple of weeks off work and she is going to fly. I know she is. She's got a lot of people in her little free group that she's set up. She's getting a lot of interaction in there. So this week, just watch out, because I think she's probably going to get a couple of them over the line this week. Amazing, really good.
Awesome, thanks, Jo. And yeah, and I think that's the point. And I always like think back to when I was a new coach, and that what Jo just shared was very much my mindset was, right, I'm working 3 different jobs. I've got my son in nursery 2 mornings a week, and I'm going to find every single nook and cranny of time that I possibly can, that I can steal here and there, that is going to be dedicated to my coach business. And I want to say, like, if you're a new coach and you're working full time and you think like, I'll work full time and then I'll work maybe in the week and then I'll take all of the weekend off, forget it. Your business will not build itself with that mindset when you have a brand new business, okay? Like when I was building my business, and I still am, like only very recently have I started to reel back on Saturdays, but I certainly didn't do that in the beginning. If you listen to Mackenzie, she'll share the same. I literally would work Saturday, Sunday, every evening, every little crack that I could find. And I want to say, like, if you want it, if you really want to create a 6 or 7 figure business and you want this to be your full-time thing, whilst you are working full-time, it is going to take that mindset of, right, where can I steal a nook and cranny here? Where can I, like, maybe I'm spending 5 minutes less with my other half so that I can actually do that part of the tracker that I know I need to do. Or maybe it's not seeing that friend or doing that Zoom call so that you can dedicate your time to your business. And it's that mindset that will ensure your success. Without that mindset, I'm afraid you won't reach that point. And I want to be honest about what it takes in the beginning, and that kind of momentum that is built as a result of that mindset and that dedication to your cause. So closest to Diamond is Jo, as we know. I'm just so unbelievably excited for this rock star. She's just honestly incredible. She's literally like a swan. She just sort of, she's so calm, she's so collected. I'm sure her little legs are going at 100 miles underneath, but I don't think any of us would ever know. She just takes it in her stride. And she's just, yeah, a natural leader as well. So I'm very, very excited for you, Jo. Tasha, Marty are very close, and Ginny, I know, is working on it. The Diamond Retreat, again, I can't confirm when it's going to be, but we are going to have push groups. And obviously, as soon as I'm able to book a spring Diamond Retreat and know that I don't have to cancel it, I will book it. Sarah Jackson will be coming into our push group because she is an active Emerald and she's just hit Success Club. So she'll be coming into the push group with Jo and Charlotte as well. And for anybody that is Emerald or above and hit Success Club, they will be added into that group. And it very much is more kind of, you know, group mentorship geared towards building teams and training along those lines. So you want to make that a minimum goal if you indeed want to build a business and a team. Okay, so Power Hour. Really what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this with the help of Jo and Charlotte as well, because I think each one of us does things slightly differently. And I think what I just want to say on that is that no matter the way that either Jo, Charlotte, or I do this, remember that you might take something from every single one of us, but you might change it. And I would just say the key to success is working out your own way within the process, i.e. the scripts. Are they working for you? Does it sound like you? If not, like, find your own wording, find something that works for you, and be willing to try something for a good while before you decide to change it. And this was something that Zoe Swatton and Duncan actually shared on the Super Weekend, and they were saying, like, you have to be willing to put in a process or a procedure for a good 6 months before you think about changing it, okay? Because if you change all the parameters all of the time with the way that you execute your business, the way you invite, the way you build your connections, then you don't actually really have a workflow to be able to have, like, kind of, you know, litmus tested what worked, what didn't, because you've changed too much. And that's something actually that Thomas Parrott often would say to me in corporate, like, Izzy, if you're going to change one thing in your business, just change one thing at a time. And you'll probably notice, like, the way I execute my business hasn't really changed over this past year. Like, it really, really hasn't. And if I change something, I will tweak one thing. And I want you guys to think about that even with this VAT tracker. Okay, because also it could get really overwhelming if you suddenly try and change loads of things all at once. So what we're going to do is, obviously we're not going to cover the top part of the tracker. I'm really hoping that you guys have got your trackers to hand. If not, if you can just get one up on your screen. We're going to cover kind of the main bulk of the BAT, which is the connect, invite, follow up. That is the income producing activities. And I want you guys to ask yourselves, before we go into that, on your initiate connections and followers, on your respond to all new likes, comments and views, invites and follow-ups, are you consistent on every single one of those 4 things every single day? Because that is your income producing activity. On that BAT, those are the 4 most important things, okay? So if you don't have enough time to post, and I don't believe that anyone doesn't have time to do a post each day, like I think again it comes down to how badly you want it, but if you don't have enough time to do both, then I would say miss a post. But you should be posting every day. Consistency is the key to this business. It's where you build trust, okay? So initiating connections and add followers, I'm just going to share what I do, and then I'm going to ask Jo and Charlotte to just share anything additional or different that they do. So to initiate connections and add followers, I think most of you guys know generally what I do. But essentially what I do is I find an account that is my kind of person, or a hashtag that is my kind of hashtag, and I will go in and find an account that is my kind of person, right? That I would want on my team or looks like my kind of vibe, okay? Then what I will do is I will like 3 of that person's pictures, I will comment on one of them, and I will go into that person's followers, and I will follow 50 accounts within that person's followers. Now, of course, if you've chosen someone that's only got 100 followers, then it's probably not the right kind of account to do that on. You're going to follow 50 of those people based purely upon what that little circle looks like, okay? And I think sometimes some of us spend way too long thinking, oh, is that my kind of person or not? Oh no, maybe not, or maybe I'll follow. That is literally you doubling the time that you're going to spend initiating connections and followers. So be very, very aware of what's going on in here. Is that what you're doing as you're going through to work out who to follow or not? Because if it is what you're doing, I call to question whether or not that's going to be efficient for you long term, and how much time you're actually going to spend doing that task. So you're going to go in, you're going to follow 50 of those people, and then looking at the circles within that person's follower list still on that screen, you are going to go in and you are going to comment on 10 of the accounts. Now at that point you could probably make the decision as to, right, okay, which pictures do I want to comment on? Like that's probably going to take you a little bit more time. And once you have commented on 10 of those accounts, you are going to come out and you're going to go into your main feed where you can like, and you're going to like 25 pictures. Now, I do that twice a day, just purely on the basis of what I need my funnel to look like in terms of people that follow me back and the amount of invites that I need to do for the conversion rate that I'm looking for. Okay, so I tend to follow about 100 people a day. So that's really how I do it. And it takes me max 10 minutes, max 10 minutes. I don't want to be spending 20 minutes doing that. It's not a good use of my time. So I just want to open it up to Charlotte and Jo. I don't know who wants to chat first. Just go ahead. Do you want to go, Charlotte?
You go, Charlotte.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Cool. So I do like very similar to Izzy. I find somebody's page who is engaging really well with me on my Instagram and who I've like connected with, and go through their followers, and just the most recent followers I just go through, and I don't do as many as Izzy. I do about 30 roughly, there or thereabouts, because obviously when I'm at work and things like that, it just needs to be as quick as I can. On days off, I do a bit more. And what I do is I wait until they follow me back. If they follow me back, I go onto their page. I like a couple of their things. I comment on their stuff. And what I comment is genuine. Like if I like what they're wearing, if I think their fitness video was good, if I like where they've been, I'll comment. Like, and my comments are always genuine. I'm not just commenting so they like just for like likes and comments. I'm commenting because I want them to look at my page. And then like I use hashtags as well. Like Izzy says, about 28 hashtags, so I always count my hashtags and I've always got 28. I've just started hashtagging Durham and North East, which sounds so obvious, But since then I've gained like 25 followers, all from Durham and the Northeast, who are interested in what I'm posting. So hashtags that are relevant. So today I've been at the beach, so I've hashtagged what beach I've been to, I've tagged my location, I've hashtagged love the outdoors, and relevant hashtags to that particular post, because if you're posting something different every day, you'll have a different set of hashtags to use. So just hashtagging anything that's relevant, and then going into that hashtag and finding other people who've hashtagged the same thing, and that's how you can find accounts as well. So to me, it's all about trying to build these connections. The people who connect with me back, who watch my stories, who like my posts, then I connect with them on a personal level, either inviting them to coaching or inviting them to a boot camp. But at the minute, I'm just heavily going for coaches. So literally, I'm looking for girls who might be interested in coaching rather than just my boot camp. So yeah, and that's what's been working well for me so far. Yeah, I hope that helps someone.
Yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love that. I love what you said about the location as well, Charlotte.
Yeah. It sounds so obvious, but then I was like, I've just never done it before. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, I've gained like 20 followers just this week from doing it, all from Durham and the Northeast. So you just never know, guys.
Yeah.
Try and see how you get on.
Jo, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, I do sort of pretty much the same. I do something very slightly different when I'm trying to target coaches. I'm a member of a few sort of businessy groups, like corporate women groups and things like that, where, I mean, it's forbidden to actually try and market anything in the groups, but I do build connections with people in there, and I sort of message them backwards and forwards, and then I go, oh, you're on Instagram? And they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm on Instagram. Then I'll follow them on Instagram, because then I'm not in the group, so I'm following them on Instagram, so then I can hit them with a coach invite. I also hashtags that are relevant to me. I'm exactly the same, so I do a lot of like over 40s fitness, nearly 50 and fit, that sort of thing. And I do tend to get quite a lot of women around my age, and then I'll find from there if they're sort of in a corporate type environment as well. So I don't actually invite as many people probably as you and Charlotte, but I do actually quite research and go into each person. I specifically target my people, so I probably do things a little bit different, which is probably why I don't attract a lot of boot campers, because I'm not really looking for any boot campers. I'm only looking for coaches.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Yeah. So mine's a bit more sort of strategic and specific, as opposed to just a scattergun. I'm following all these people and seeing what's going to stick and follow me back.
Yeah. You frozen.
And hopefully, I mean, I still follow quite a few people, and I still send out between sort of 15 and 30 invites every day or every other day. But from the ones I send out, I tend to get a very high majority of those people responding to me, as opposed to getting loads of people not responding to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Awesome.
It shows, guys, that we all do it completely different. Like, we all do it differently,
Yeah.
and it's about finding what works for you. Like, Jo, luckily you can do this like full time. Those who work might have to be more like me and be like, quick, follow. You look like my type, go for it.
Totally.
And then if you're like Jo and you've got a bit more time, 100%, like it's finding what works for you guys and just going for it and trial and error. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the timer on that task for 5 minutes. So you follow whichever one of those strategies you want to follow, and I'm going to set the timer and I'll let you know when we're up. And if you've got any questions, just don't ask vocally, just because people are going to be working. Just pop it on the chat and I'll try and reply. All right, so I'll set the timer now. Okay, just one more minute, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just really quickly, we're not going to actually do this now, but just in terms of the next section on the tracker, which says do a social media post. So, as I said, like that's not technically an income producing activity, although obviously, as I said, if you don't do a daily post, then you're going to find your conversion a lot lower because you're not building trust. Every single time that you post, it's like literally you've put money in a jar and you're building trust with that jar, with those kind of bits of money that you've put in. And for every post that you don't do, you're not building that trust. Okay. What I wanted to just touch on with this doing a social media post is, I know that for some of you guys, you do work full time, you find it quite difficult. For me personally, I have always scheduled and planned my post on the day, because for me, like, it's one of the things I love the most about what I do, being able to express, you know, the way that I feel, the creativity, like that is an exciting part of my day. It's one of the things I love the most. So I never want to have to bulk batch do stuff, because for me, I want to do it based on how I feel and what I feel is appropriate for my page on that day. But if you work full time and you really need to have a strategy in place and you need to have something that is going to save you time over the period of the week, what I suggest you do is you plan out your posts on a Sunday. Okay, you have the pictures ready, and with those social media posts, just make sure that as you're out and about with your family, as you're doing your workouts, that you've got a timer, that you've got a light ring, so that if you've got a nice workout outfit on or you're feeling good, you literally just put the light ring on, flash, off you go. You don't need somebody to take the photos. And then you'll start to build up a bank. Like if you look at my grid in particular, you'll see that there are some photos scattered on my grid that have clearly been taken on the same day. But it's just, I've always got this constant bank of photos. Do Charlotte or Joe want to add anything on that?
I just want to say that, like, obviously when I work night shifts, I'm back to work this week and I'm Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. And I swear to God, I just click my fingers. I'll go to work Friday night and before I know it, it's Monday morning and I don't know where the time's gone. It's scary how quick it goes. And I look on my grid and I haven't posted for 3 days because it's just like time just got away, and I still show up on my stories. And the last couple of weeks I've been proper calling myself out and like just trying to get a post on there every day of something, genuine content. So what I'm going to try and do now is the same, as try and put things together. Like I like what Izzy says, like the content is to be genuine, but there's some things that you can just write about that's generic, like coaching in general. They're the posts that I'm going to try and write on night shifts. So posts about like what coaching has done for me, the benefits it has on my life, like what it's done for me that week, things like that. Like I'm just going to try, but I do sympathize with guys. Like obviously I work 13-hour night shifts, like it is difficult, but I'm getting to a point in my business where I am realizing now, when you post every day, and you've got so many people to invite. If one post is a coaching post and one post is a fitness coach, a fitness post, all the girls who've liked my post about fitness are going to get a coach or a boot camp invite, and all the people who've liked my coaching post are going to get a coaching invite. So when I'm off work and I can really smash my tracker, I can probably sit and do about 50, 60, 70 invites because people have been engaging in my posts all weekend. So that's my game plan anyways. Like Izzy said, like it does take a mindset. You do have to just tell yourself you're going to do it, and you're just going to have to like get it done, because not posting for 3 days was ridiculous, and I'm hopefully never going to be like that again. So yeah, post, it's fun because all your followers all comment, it's all like la-di-da, and I'll give you all.
And I think it's about that mindset shift of, it's not I'm going to try it, I'm going to do it. it's happening, and it's on autopilot, and it's like brushing your teeth. Like, it has to be done. And I think when you can reach that mindset with the way that you execute your business, and you remember the reasons why, it will then be something that will just feel very, very weird to not do every day. So yeah, and I totally get like the night shifts and stuff, Charlotte. But I think it's just making sure you're planning for it. So on the time that you're off, making sure you've got those posts scheduled out, and then making sure that they're, you know, that they're happening. So let's move on, because we're already 25 to 7. So respond to all new likes, comments, or views. Okay, and I'm just going to share what I do. Then I'm going to let Charlotte and Joe chat about what they do. So for me, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know what I do, but I'm just going to share it. For me, like, as I said before, like, I don't want to spend loads of time like thinking about what I'm going to say to someone. I'm not like that in life. Like, I'm very quick. I'm very impatient. That's just the way I am. That's the way I construct conversation in general. So generally, I'm going to send them a similar kind of message. So respond to all new likes, comments, or views. So essentially, if someone likes my stuff, comments on what I'm doing, or is watching my stories, and they're a new person, and I will go through my story watches every day. I'll go through who's liked my previous post every day. I'll go through who's commented on my previous post every day, apart from yesterday, which was just a write-off. And I will literally go through that, and I will send them a message, and I'll say, hey, whatever the name is, thanks so much for whatever, liking my recent post, commenting on my post, and following me. If they followed you, I go through my new followers every day, or keeping up with my stories. I really appreciate it. I love your page, or your dog's really cute, or, you know, I don't know, like maybe they've got a newborn baby or a little boy, a comment along those lines. So comment, compliment, question, write that down. Comment, compliment, question. So I'll say that, I'll give them a compliment, and then I'll say, are you on a fitness journey too? If I cannot see that they are on one, but make sure you check the page for that, because if you send somebody a question, are you on a fitness journey too, and it's clear they're on a fitness journey, that's just really embarrassing, and they're going to be pretty rude. So are you on a fitness journey too, or how long have you been on your fitness journey, Izzy? And then I put my little white heart, because that's just what I do. And that way I can get through all my new followers with that message really quickly. Yeah. Again, like, as you build this business, what you will need to learn is that for me, this bat needs to take me less time than for a lot of you guys, because then I'm doing team stuff too. Okay. So I have a cut and dry process. I don't have to think about what message is it going to be. Like, it's very cut and dry, and it makes it very, very easy for me to move through the tracker quickly. So yeah, Charlotte, Joe, share what you guys do.
Yeah, I pretty much do exactly the same as you. So every morning I look through my stories, see who's watched my ones from the previous day, and anyone, I mean, obviously you have all your regulars that watch you every day, and then obviously anyone new I contact exactly the same. Thanks for watching my story, thanks for your support, thanks for following me, whatever. And exactly the same, are you on a fitness journey, or how long you've been posting this on Instagram, any, you know, or something personal about their page. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly the same what I do.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the fitness piece, if you haven't heard me share this before, the reason why I do that is that I want to know immediately. If someone's not into fitness, I want to know, because I don't want to, you know, if they're never going to be into fitness at all, even if they're not currently fit and it's really not hit a good note with them, then fine. Like, that makes it easier for me, because I don't really want to try and push a conversation with someone that doesn't want to talk about fitness, because ultimately we are fitness coaches. And I don't know, like, whether some of you guys as newer coaches, like when I was a new coach, I know I would be like, oh, whereabouts in the world are you? Well, then I'd end up with a conversation about whereabouts in the world they were, and then I couldn't even feel like I could invite them to anything fitness or health related, because we got down a rabbit hole about where they lived. So just in case you're doing something different and you feel like it's not quite working, which may or may not be the case, but I learned that the hard way. And actually, it's Ashley Fidelson, who's top 10. She does exactly what we do. So how long have you been on your fitness journey, or are you on a fitness journey too? And that's honestly where I got that construct from, about 18 months ago. What we're going to do is let's have 7 minutes, and you guys can do that. So either go through your story watchers, or go through your new followers, or go through people who've liked your recent post, and do exactly that with anybody that is new. Okay. And any questions, pop it in the chat. Off we go. Okay, we've got 30 more seconds, guys. Okay, cool. So hopefully that one was quite straightforward. So what we're going to do now is think about invites. Okay, so what I do in terms of my invites is that I think a lot of you guys know this. I have a season for my inviting. So either I'm inviting into the coach opportunity because I've got a sneak peek and a coach academy starting, or I'm inviting into our bootcamp. Now, I want to be perfectly honest and say that the way that you gear your invites needs to be dedicated to the way that you execute your business. Okay. So for a lot of you guys, you will just invite into boot camps. And I will just say, like, if you're not inviting into the coaching, why not? It should give you real confidence that once a month we host a sneak peek into coaching. So you've got the ability to just invite people. If they want more info, they want to learn more, you really don't need to worry about explaining to them what it entails, because that's all going to be explained in the live stream. And I'll just say, based on like the success that we've had from this last sneak peek, the live info sessions absolutely work. And you can have absolute confidence that then when they enroll, they've got a coach academy that's going to start with us as coaches leading that. So you're going to get the very best training for those people. So my invites for me depend on what season I'm in. If I'm in a coach invite season, then it will be all coach invites. If I'm inviting into a boot camp or a boot camp's about to start, then I will be in the boot camp season. So what I'm going to do is just I'll share my invite. So I think a lot of you guys have got this. So I'm just going to share my I'm just going to write it in here. So I will give the person's name. Oh, sorry, if I hit return, it sends it. I hope you don't mind me asking, but I wanted to drop you a message because I have been looking at your profile and thought you could be great as a wellness coach on my team. And then I tailor it to where I am in the month. So for now, it'd be I hosted our private info session all about this on Monday for November. And wondered if I added you to it. If you would like more, question mark. Please don't worry if not. I just wanted to ask, okay, so so I'm just going to explain the construct of my invites, because the way that I invite for a coach opportunity or a challenge group is identical in the construct. Okay, so it's usually going to be the person's name, then it's going to be like, I hope you don't mind me asking, but so for this, I want to drop you a message because I've been looking at profile and thought you'd be great as well as coach on my team. And then I tell them that I've hosted the info session. If I added you to it, would you like to learn more? If I do X, would you do Y? Okay, always needs to be the construct of your invites. You will find that if you're not doing that and you start doing it, the conversion ratio on people saying, yeah, great, or no thanks, or is far higher. So you're actually flushing people through the funnel a lot quicker. If I do X, would you do Y? And then giving them an out, because if you give them an out, then you're much more likely to get a response again. So if you give them an out, they're much more likely to say yes or no. So please don't worry if not. I just wanted to ask, you seem like my kind of girl. So they don't feel like you've cornered them, right? You put that on the end, it makes it a lot more friendly. And then for my bootcamp invites, I'm just going to read out my bootcamp invite. Let me just get it. I store these in my notes, by the way, guys, so that I can just edit them as we go. So this is for somebody for a bootcamp. X, I hope you don't mind me reaching out, but I wanted to invite you to my amazing November virtual gym group, which starts on, and then you're going to put the date it starts on. It features incredible workouts, healthy, abundant eating, and global accountability with like-minded women. If I got you more details, would you like to to learn more? If I do X, would you do Y? No worries if not. Again, I just wanted to ask, it's going to be a lot of fun and we're getting amazing results, so I had to ask, right? So do you see, like, I'll always construct my invite on the basis of that construct, because I know that the conversion in terms of replies is quite high. Okay, so I get a lot of replies off that invite because I'm not making them feel cornered. I'm giving them an out at the end of the invite. I'm giving them an if I do X, would you do Y? And I'm being courteous in the initial part of my invite. So the middle part is really for you to work out, like, when does your bootcamp start? I try not to give too much information in my invite. And the reason for that is that I want to pique someone's interest. I don't want to vomit on them loads of details about what it has and what we do and everything else before they've even said whether or not they're interested. Because honestly, hand on heart from experience, if we put too much info in the invite, it is like a word vomit. They're not interested. And then they're like, oh my God, this person's just word vomited on me. You want to pique interest. You want to, like, kind of, again, it's like that. What is it? I don't really understand. Like, that's the feeling you want to give in an invite, because if someone doesn't really understand, they're going to ask more. If you give the game away with the invite, you give them kind of all the detail of what they're going to get and in terms of like describing perhaps the boot camp, like, you know, what's in it, then they're much more likely to say no, because you've kind of half explained it already in the invite. So just make sure that you're piquing that interest, that you're building that FOMO, that you're building that intrigue. Okay, that's curiosity marketing is absolutely fundamental to your success in this business. And some coaches will do it a lot more than others. My brand is built on curiosity marketing. You will rarely see me describe exactly what I do. You'll rarely see me describe in my stories exactly how it works, because I want people to turn around and say, what is it you actually do? Well, how does that actually work? Because then I've got an opportunity to personalize and tell them, instead of ramming it down their throat so they already know what it's about. So I can't then spark up a conversation because I've given the game away. And I think with that, guys, the way that you need to work out how to leverage yourselves is based upon the kind of way that you would receive that information. I.e., if you saw somebody wax lyrical about something and it was really obvious what it was, would it be a turn off to you when they then asked you about it? Or would you be more likely to want to learn more if you weren't quite sure what someone was doing, but it looked really fun? So that's kind of, yeah, like with the invite, but also like social media positioning as well, I suppose. So yeah, I hadn't planned to share that, but I think it's important. Jo, Charlotte.
Charlotte, you go.
I was just going to say that I find that curiosity marketing is definitely the best way. Like, for the first 4 months of my coaching, I was whacking the word Shakeology all over my stories. I was boomeranging the Shakeology bag and then wondering why everybody was cancelling it straight away, probably thinking, what the heck is that? They've probably already Googled it. Whereas now I'm a lot more subtle. I call it superfood. I don't talk about the name of the program that I'm doing. I just describe it. The only time I do is when I did Muscle Burns Facts. It was a brand new launch, so it's like I talk about it then. But the work, I didn't want to say like what that was. It was just an MBA program, and I find it is a lot more effective. People are messaging me like, "What on earth are you doing?" Like, and it is a lot more of a conversation starter. So definitely try and go for that, guys. But don't be hard on yourselves if not, because I was whacking Shakeology everywhere for the first 5 months and wondering where I was going wrong. So don't worry about it. This is what these calls are for. If you've got any questions or anything, just ask us, because it literally is trial and error, and we're not going to be perfect. Izzy still learning 3 years down the track. Me and Joe are still learning. We're learning off Izzy. We're learning off ourselves. Like, everybody's different, so just go with what feels right for you. But I feel like as a business, that definitely works better for getting interest.
Yeah. And I think that's the point, right? Like, I think, and this is something that I've learned more and more as I've kind of gone on through my business before. Sorry, Joe, I butted in, but the more that you can learn to understand that this is an ongoing, never-ending, beautiful journey of growth, and that you're never going to reach a destination, and nor would you want to. The more that you can embrace that and say, do you know what, this is a continuous journey of improvement and development and growth as a business, but also as a person, the more that you'll enjoy it, and the more that you won't be quite so hard on yourself. Like, yeah, Charlotte's absolutely right. Like, you have to figure out what works for you. And I'm sharing this because I am almost 3 years down the track and it's taken me that long to work it out. So yeah, I'd rather just share it so that you guys don't have to go through that. But ultimately, you are going to have to go through your own personal struggles with your business, because that's the only way that you're going to learn. Yeah, Joe, sorry, I butted in.
No, it's okay. I'm having real. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm having real Wi-Fi issues here. Keeps
Yeah,
cutting out. Can
yeah,
you hear
can
me?
you- yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm the same. When I first was inviting people, I was sending like them half a novel as an invite, which was just a little bit too much, and I wasn't really getting much back. In fact, one woman actually messaged me back and went, "I don't know what you've said there, but I can't read all that. It's too much." um, I messaged her back and said, "Do you want me to break it down into smaller pieces?" Yeah, not heard from her again. I think she's blocked me. But yeah, I'm pretty much the same with my coaching invites, because I've sort of done quite a bit of research on them. This is one of my latest ones. Hi Dawn, how are you? Great to connect with you recently. Been looking at your profile over the last few days, and everything that you're doing is really inspiring. I wondered if you consider joining my team of wellness coaches, as we're all about inspiring others and making women feel great, just like you're doing on your feed. I can send you over some information about a live info session that we have on Facebook, which you can log in and find out more about. If not, no worries. You just seem like the sort of lady I'd love on the team, Jo. So
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, same sort of thing. But I get quite a lot of good responses back from that.
Compliments. You've really like gone down the road of like really giving them compliments, boosting up their confidence. I don't know whether you've got time to just share that in the screen here, Jo, and we can certainly put them on the team page afterwards, but that might be a good one for the guys to use.
Yeah, but that's some of me obviously taking, which I know everyone doesn't have the time I do, but taking more time to really go through all of their posts and reading up their posts and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
I love that. I think again, like as Jo said, like you've got to do what feels best for you. Like I am naturally very impatient, so I'm probably not going to do that. I have to be honest. I'm just not that person. Probably maybe that doesn't serve me, but I'm just not that person. But it's obviously working really well for Jo, and she's had really high conversion on the Coach Sneak piece. It's obviously working for her. So I think again, like you just got to go with which one of those feels best or right for where you are in your business. But you know, this business is all about building connection. It really, really is. And obviously that's what Jo is doing in doing those very personalized invites. So I love it. Okay, so what we'll do, because we are literally almost on 7 o'clock and I don't want to keep everybody all night, we will literally do invites for the next 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna just set the timer. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Any questions, just pop them in the comments, guys. I am, darling. I'm on the call.
Sorry. Can we get a mailbox back?
It's in my wardrobe, Guy. The one in the vestibule.
Because Daddy gave me a pound.
That's okay.
Right.
You shut the door, please. Thanks. Okay, I'll just give you guys another 30 seconds. And as I say, I just store mine in my notes so that I can edit it and change it. So I've got it for like the next month. Okay, so we'll stop there. So hopefully you guys have seen, like we here in this call have done initiate connections and add followers. We've done respond to all new likes, comments and views. We've done the invites. The only other thing that you should be doing on a daily basis is following up. And what I would say just really quickly, because I don't want to keep you on all night, is that for me as a new coach, and I don't do this now because my funnel is so big, but as a new coach, any invite I send, I tracked, okay? And then a week later, I would send a message and I would literally say, hey, I hope you're having a good week. Was this of interest? Okay, really short. It's something Rachel, I think it's Rachel Baldwin does. She's a top 10 coach. And that usually, again, like if you haven't had a reply, it'll flush them out, in or out. And if they say no, then you've got the opportunity to ask them why no. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just before we go, I just want to share, hopefully you guys have seen, but we are a premier team this year so far, which is a huge achievement. And that is all thanks to Charlotte hitting diamond and holding it for 6 weeks. That was the final parameter we needed as a team to hit premier, which we have. So just unbelievable. We are still pushing for elite. I know Joe is going for diamond this week. It is the cutoff on Thursday to be the rank and hold it for 6 weeks to qualify for elite. But we would need another diamond on the left in order to do that. So we are super close, and I'm just unbelievably proud of Charlotte. Hopefully you saw my post on Thursday, but I know that was super nerve-wracking. She's done amazingly. We are going to be leading more push groups. So, you know, as I say, if you want to be in that group, make sure you're hitting Success Club. Oh, thanks so much. There's Joe's invite there. She's popped it in there. Has anyone got any questions? I'm aware we're at 5 past, but I don't want to, if you guys have got questions, just let me know. No, I think Sarah had one, but I think she's messaged to say her internet dropped out. Okay, cool. But what I'll do is I'll do a boomerang, and then anyone that has submitted their tracker that wants to ask any questions or needs my help on anything, if you want to just stay on. Just gonna dim this again. Okay, right. 3, 2, 1. And well done, guys, for being on. I know it is like a tricky time of year with this lockdown stuff. It's all a bit depressing, but well done. And any questions on any of that, if you want to reach out to me, Charlotte or Joe, you want my invite, you want any, honestly, please don't be shy, because I'm happy to share any of my invites with you or any of my views on your invites. If you want any of us to check it out, please just share it. Don't be shy, because honestly, like, that's what we're here for. But we don't know if you guys don't share. So just, yeah, definitely share. All right. Thanks, Charlotte and Joe, as well. Smashed it.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Oh, I'll just leave. Wait there.
Are you staying on for the tracker chat?
Yeah. I just want to go. That's why.
It's only us.
I know. I think everyone else decided they don't want to chat about anything.
Oh, okay.
Has anyone got any questions?
I don't think so. No, Izzy, I've got a girl, and she's watched your Who, What, Where, Why video 3 times now, and I'm like,
what's holding her back?
She's asked me I'm not even joking, about 10 questions over the last 3 days.
Have you asked her to hop on a call?
I've asked her, that's my message. She's not messaged me back today, but she's not been on Instagram for 6 hours. Don't ask me why I know that, but I sent her a message just saying, look, the Coach Academy starts tomorrow. Like, I'd hate for you to miss out. Like, what's holding you back? Do you need to get on a call? And she's not been on like for the rest of the day, so she's not replied yet, but she's really close. I said to Ross, like, for her to go and watch your video like 3 times, she must be interested.
Oh, have you asked her what's holding her back?
Well, nothing was really holding her back at the time.
Yeah, but there obviously is, because she's watched the video 3 times.
So, but she messaged me last night saying, I've watched the video again. Izzy said it's 140, but you said it's 160. What's the difference? So I sent her a voice note just saying, if you want Muscle Burns Fat, it's 160. If you're not fussed about Muscle Burns Fat and you just want access to all the other programs, then it's 140. It's completely up to you which one you go for. And then she didn't reply to that. So then I've messaged her this morning just saying, like, basically, are we going to get on a call? Like, what's going on? So I'll let you know.
Just leave her. Just create loads of FOMO.
Yeah.
For now.
I've messaged her saying the Coach Academy's starting. Like, I don't want you to miss out. Like,